Hi, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Misha.
And we're going to tell you about our experience with Mass Adventures when we went volcano boarding.
Which was one of the best and most exciting things we did on our trip in Nicaragua.
So volcano boarding is when you hurtle yourself down a volcano, in this case, Cerro Negro, which has a slope that's 40 degrees and you can get up to 70 kilometers an hour and you're just on like this thin strip of wood. So if you stand, it's like snowboarding.
And if you sit, well, it's like this.
Anyway, when we were planning our trip to Nicaragua, we saw some videos on volcano boarding.
And we knew immediately that we had to try that.
So Misha looked up a few reviews on TripAdvisor, and he saw some for Henri Rodriguez from Mass Adventures.
He's not only the guy who invented this crazy sport, but he also seemed like a generally nice guy who cares for his customers.
So Misha booked him, and the day that we were set to go out in the morning, he came and picked us up from our hotel.
We went on a roughly 1 hour drive.
And it was pretty bumpy and dusty. It was just kind of a dirt road.
And if you would go with a bigger group, you would need to sit in the back of a smaller truck with its side open.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't really want to go that route because I have asthma and then you'd be breathing in all of this dirt that gets kicked up the whole time.
So we booked the VIP package with Henri, which included him as our personal driver.
After that long drive was done, you get to the visitor center and you sign in.
You can take some scenic pictures, and then you've been driven to the foot of the volcano where you grab your board and your safety overall.
Mm-hmm. And they have a little backpack for you that goes in so that when you're hiking up the mountain, you have your backpack on and the board behind it. And so once we had everything set up, then we set off and we started walking up the volcano.
Which was a very rocky and windy experience. So the higher up you get, the more the wind catches onto your board and then pushes you around.
Yeah, and sometimes you really feel like you're going to just get caught by the wind and fly off. But yeah, it is about maybe an hour up the mountain. We stopped pretty often and Henri told us a lot of interesting things about the volcano, about the rocks around there, about the last eruptions, about this old seismological station that we went by that had been completely eroded.
And he also told us a little bit on how he invented the sport, on how he developed the board over weeks and months of trial and error, driving out there when back then there were no roads. So he literally had to cut his way through the jungle to that volcano, walk up there all on his own and try out different woods and everything.
And now it's really a popular activity. Like you see a lot of people up in the mountain. So it's really great to see that that's caught on and that so many people now go to León for this sport. And you can only do it at this volcano. So all of this information that we were getting from Henri, you'd really miss out on if you went with a big group because it's just so windy there that you really can't hear anything far away. So you have to be pretty close to someone to actually hear what they're saying.
So and then we finally got up to the top of the mountain. We suited up in our protective onesie, put on our gloves, the goggles, and we also got a t-shirt that we brought along, wrapped around our heads so we didn't get any of those dust debris in our faces.
And that's really something we'd recommend because a lot of people you would see they went down and then at the end they had a lot of black ash all over their faces. So then once we were up on the top of the mountain, we did a quick practice run. And then after that, Misha went. And Misha was pretty fast.
Well, I was not that fast, but I was a little bit faster than you probably.
Yeah, probably just a little bit. I was pretty slow. And I was even so slow, Henri had to come run after me and give me some coaching
You're fine.
midway down the volcano.
You are slow, don't
I got a
worry.
little bit faster towards the end.
Yes.
Yeah, but you
you're good.
still had to
That's a
walk
good
the
way.
last few meters because, well, she wasn't fast enough to go all the way down the slope.
Yeah, making an extreme sport a little less extreme. But we had a great time. Anyway, for me it was still really exciting, and it's just such a rush and such a cool thing to do. Like, where else in the world can you do that?
Yeah, and the big part of the experience really is to have Henri as your guide. He was a really great host for the whole experience, for the whole thing.
So we just want to say
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Henri.
Henri.